Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through and doing a preview of my AFL Fantasy team for round 2 of the season and going through what my trades are and giving potential options as team sheets have not come out for the Friday and Saturday, Sunday, etc. We've only got the Thursday night game team sheets, and it hasn't really affected anything given the bench for St Kilda. I still do think that Bono won't be playing an accountability role, and I think he'll be definitely off the halfback, and I think Sinclair could be definitely used as a half midfielder. I don't think it will be 100% midfield time, but I definitely think Sinclair needs to be in that midfield for the Saints, given that they left out Brad Crouch, and I don't see, especially if Zach Jones is not sub, because I believe that Burns is it whatever. Byron's isn't necessarily. If I just check here, let me look at their lineups here. We have Zach Jones in, and you have Ryan Burns here. If we go to DFS and we look at their CBAs, St Kilda, and I'm just checking this on the fly to show you that he attended 4% at the game last week, and then in 2023 he attended basically none. So they don't basically have a midfielder on the bench, and we look at Zach Jones quickly for them as well. Zach Jones was at roughly 36%. That's not enough. I think they will use the likes of Sinclair a little bit more to fill in the gap there, or at least one of them will be used there, I think. And you need another one as well, I believe, as they've got only they've got Philippou, who I don't think will be used too much. I mean, he was used only 9%, and there was a couple of 40% games in there, 9% throughout the whole season, and then this year Philippou was only used 30%. So they're losing Brad Crouch and gaining Zach Jones and also Sinclair. So I think you'll see a combination of Sinclair and Zach Jones used to fill in that hole there that Brad Crouch is leaving. But anyway, before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, the sides up here, and obviously with 2 trades you can't make much maneuvers, and this is actually the same size as what I had last week. Obviously you can see that because Zach Jones is here, and I think what I'm going to do first is show you some options and probably the definite trade that's going to happen here, which is Marty Hoare in here. It does say that I don't have enough salary cap, but you will see the maneuvers that I can make to make it so that he actually works. And then you'll see the first one, because basically what's happened here is that if I go defenders and then 200Kers, Charlie Dean's already out, Werner's got injury, I believe, Borlas is a key, so I'm not really looking at that. Hewland to lockdown, Pink's a key, Gibcus is out, and Tyler Young is out. So there is literally no one. And then we also had the fact that Ari Schoenmaker isn't making his debut anyway, so I couldn't go to him either, which would have been a plan. And I don't really like going down to a 200K, as I don't really see any value in doing that when you can just wait a week and go to them the week after, as they may have a shocking debut. They may even start as the sub. So maybe if one of them does get on-field 18, then I may look at it. But a lot of these defenders are key position players. A lot of the halfbacks you get are generally classed as wingers in their draft class, and then they float to halfback. So we actually don't really see a lot of halfbacks here. So I'm not too worried about going with Marty Hoare there and not going a 200K, as it doesn't really impact anything. So that's the first trade, and then the second trade is probably going to be like 4 or 5 different options. One of the options here is Ollie Wines, and I have 641K in the bank. And if I go to midfielders I can afford, one of the options is obviously Bonner here at 501K. That would make it so that I have 140K left in the bank. This is probably not going to be the option that I go with, just because Bonner is with Sinclair being in the side. There is a potential for Bonner to lose a little bit of potential upside. But another option is the Nat Fife route. So if I just quickly do the Nat Fife route and show you what exactly the team would look like, here's the side, and I think it looks not the greatest, but it looks better than it was last week. I think Fife really showed us that he can score really well, has the really good North matchup. So I think that's a really a decent proposition. The only problem with this is that his TOG was really high, 86%. They had so many injuries, he basically had to play. So I'm wondering if that 86 will actually hold when push comes to shove, and he can actually get subbed out in these games because they've got so much of a lead and don't have injuries. So I'm wondering if that's going to hold true. The next option that we'll look at, it just changes it up a little bit, is Billings, and I like this option as well. 31 break even, so you are going to be making. Oh my. Let me do this, and it's going to say, oh, you cannot do this trade because they're different positions. Give me just Jordan. Hopefully that works. Trade successful. There you go. And then this trade, basically the same thing happens here, but James Jordan is now in the midfield because he has midfield eligibility, and that works that out. And this also will help to get James Jordan into the midfield set, because it will help when the buys come around, I guess, even though Matty Roberts is there as well, because it doesn't really make much of a difference, to be honest, where you're picking up the points from the players on the buy, I guess. So I'm not too worried about the Swans buy yet, as I think you'll get other options, etc. And there is a potential that Roberts is used in an upgrade anyway with Brodie Grundy at the time of the buy, so I'm not too worried about that anyway. And James Jordan can then float into the midfield, and the midfield will help cover his points, and Heaney will get helped covered by probably a Darcy Wilson or a Lazaro at that point, or potentially another guy coming in. I have thought about getting in a Dempsey, but that was before the Marty Hall injury, as Marty Hall's injury, Zach Reed's injury of 4 to 6 weeks, if it was 1 to 2, would have just stayed clear and gotten the better cash cow in Ollie Dempsey, as I was hot on him this preseason, but it looks like I'm going to have to give that a miss, as Zach Reed's 4 to 6, you need cash in, and Marty Hall, even though he does have the early buy in round 6, him and also his partner in crime in Blake Howes, who's 298k, should be able to both get, I reckon, almost up to that sort of 450k range each. That would be 130 and 160k in the next, 4 rounds or something. I think they can do it. I mean, Blake Howes, if he has another 56, which he's averaging 70, if he goes 70 again, that would probably see him go up another 60k, and a 60k cash gen from him, and then Marty Hall gaining potentially somewhere around that 40k. You start to get him down into the negative break-evens alongside Blake Howes, and they quickly get up to 450, 500k each. And then, why do I have that set that way? I don't want that set that way. I want Blake Howes, I want as the guy there, and I want Lazaro there. This is just quick changes. But yeah, so I want those two to get some cash gen going, as they could be crucial come round 6, with both upgrading at the same time, using them to get up to someone, or potentially using one week and one the next week to get to 2 different premiums, potentially in the back line with Nick Martin floating back there as well. Elliot Yeo could be used alongside Hoare in round 6 or whatever. Maybe at their bye, I use Elliot Yeo and Hoare to get up to Dacos. That's potentially a plan. Remember that plan that we had. So yeah, that is sort of what I'm looking at with Marty Hoare and Howes, and using one of them to get up to Dacos. Basically, I need Dacos, and also not at the moment, because we just saw all the chaos that happened in the Freo backline. But if we look at the last scores, and we look at if we actually look at not the average, let's look at the price. The price will give us probably a better indication. Sicily, I don't like him at the moment. He went down 52k and has 163 break even. He could easily drop down another 100k or whatever this week if he has another accountability role. Sinclair, we're going to wait and see, but I think Nick Dacos is obviously going to join that backline, and then we need if Nick Dacos goes here, we need another, and Nick Martin goes in there, then we need another backline, the last backline piece, and that could be Nick Newman, who's averaging 95, could be Tom Stewart, who's averaging 85 at the moment. It could be a lot of guys, even Houston, but he averaged 75, so I don't think it'll be him. But it would basically be Nick Dacos probably and Jack Sinclair probably, and that'll be the back six, I reckon. And then into the midfield, that would leave maybe very light in the midfield come round 7. So I'm probably looking at doing an upgrade in the midfield by then, as the midfield would be basically 3 guys and then a couple of mid prices as well. But potentially come round 7 before the DPPs come in. You would have, you have Dacos here, you'd have Zach Williams still there, you'd probably have Caulfield hopefully upgraded by then, potentially into another, it'd probably have to be a defender again if he was to be upgraded, which kind of sucks, but anyway, and then you have the likes of, he could almost just come off the field, Caulfield, but again, I think he's better we'll give him another week. But then it's just trying to find these upgrades for these midfielders up into proper primos, like Sarong, like Brayshaw, like Laird, etc., and getting them up. So that'll be the next plan of attack, as my backline seems pretty set. The forward line, Jackson will go to Jackson and Brodie Grundy using rookies in the next sort of 4 to 5 weeks. We'll go up to Flanders and also English. So that'll be that, and that should be those two sorted out. I think I'll hold Heaney. Gawn looks back to his best as well. Fisher, I think that you can give another week to, and then we'll reassess. Billings also looks pretty good, so I wonder if he'll be top 6, and then you have the 2 rookies here as well. So I may end up by round 7 or 8 having 1, 2, 3, having potentially 4 of the top 6 or top 8 forwards, 2 of the top 3 ruckmen, and then 3 midfielders that are sort of top 10 or top 15, and then you've got a mash, and then also having potentially my defenders all sorted. So then for the whole rest of the season, it would be finding 5 midfielders and then also 2 forwards as well. So that would be 7 other guys that I have to find, and that could almost be done by the buys if I get it lucky with the guys that I select. But anyway, that's sort of the thinking. I don't think there was any other sort of guys to look at. We can just chuck in players I can afford, all positions. I could obviously chuck in Jerry, but he wouldn't work because you've got Grundy and also Gawn in there, and I'm not trading Grundy just yet. I want to give it another week. D'Ambrosio, I don't necessarily like I said, within the trade targets. He's a wing role, so I don't know if his scoring will be there next week. This weekend, as he did score a 69 on or something in the practice game. So I'm not too looking at that. Obviously, could go Dempsey, but I think I'm losing a lot more points on field if I do go Dempsey. So I think the other one that I could do is Riley Bonner. Obviously, it doesn't work now that I've done that, so I need to swap it around just a little bit. And we'll just do it through putting James Jordan back into the forward line. And you see this is what it comes out to. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly I do. I'm not going to give it away, as I don't want people to necessarily have the exact same team with me week in, week out. So I'm not going to give it away this week, and I hope that you guys don't figure out which one I'm going to do. But yes, anyway, let's just put this back to like a 5 or something like that, as simple as that. Or no, we'll just get rid of the trade, to be honest with you. Let's go here. And let's go rollback team there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Hopefully we can get, I guess, back into the top 25,000 would be a good sort of round, especially I would have, if it wasn't for best 18, I would have hoped to have gotten back into the top 20k as we look closer to the trade-in guys, and you'll see that there are a couple of ones that I don't necessarily agree with the trade-ins. If we look here, you've got D'Ambrosio. I don't think he should be top. You've also got people trading in, where is it, Archie Perkins. Don't think he's a good trade-in. A lot of people trading in Charlie Dean when he's a red dot, so I wouldn't be trading him in. Pink, I don't think is a good trade-in. Newland, I don't think is a good trade-in. Tom Green, right before his bye, I think that's not really the best trade-in. So there's a lot of guys I'm thinking, I think there's a lot of people that are points chasing, and I'm just hoping there's a lot of them ahead of me, because if it flops, it will really help my rank, and I can get in towards that top 25, 20k at the moment. I could even probably go higher with a really, really good round and get into sort of the top 15k, top 10k, but that'll be the next couple of weeks. Once I get out of the buys, I sort of want to be top 5k, which is a massive push, but I don't think it's too much. It's only, I think, 150 points or so, 100 points to get to top 5k. But anyway, that pretty much wraps up the video. I want to just keep it short again, and want to keep the options open, because I don't want people, as I said throughout this video, copying me. I know there is someone that is copying me, so I don't want to give away my plans, because I think that is sort of lazy to just copy a content creator completely. Takes away the fun of the game, so I don't want people copying me at the moment. And I guess I'll see you guys in the Supercoach team preview for round 2, and going through my trades on that platform, I guess. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.